On Saturday, I had the privilege of seeing the legend himself, Nardwuar.
You're fucking psychic genius. Intelligent and smart.
There's a lot of knowledge behind those glasses.
Knowledge is extensive. You're doing really good research.
You really know.
The best interview I've ever done, by the way. It's a great interview. Boom.
Yo, what's up? This is Drake, and I'm just letting you know you gotta check out the Evaporators. I listen to it, and top notch, top shelf. My man Nardwuar, Andrew WK, you already know, 6 shit, yeah.
And you're watching and listening to Nardwuar's Video Vault. My email is nardwuar@nardwuar.com. Feel free to ask me questions if you don't get a chance now. I maybe don't have the answer, but I can refer you to somebody that does. So right now, here is Little Uzi Me. We have right for you, Little Uzi, a raw zombie poster. Little Uzi went, ah! And so that was...
At a lot of these sessions, you get to ask questions, and right off the bat, he told everybody that if you asked him a question, you got to come up and get a vinyl record, or he had like bobbleheads that were really exclusive, all this different types of shit, and just you don't see that.
Afterwards, we'll have a question and answer. We can take any photos they want, and also everybody asks a question gets a free record donated to me. Some of them I bought, but some by And a Veneer from Austin.
You don't usually get to hear him talk about his journey and shit, and he was showing video from when he was like 18 years old in British Columbia doing his little radio show, and you can hear it in his voice already. He's him. You know, like he was never gonna be whatever else anybody was trying to make him. He was Nardwuar at 18.
Here is me in 1988 doing a radio show.
Meet Nardwuar. He's just briefing his guests. Preparation is the key to good programming.
Yeah.
What you're going to do now?
What am I going to do? Well, it's time right now for the Nardwuar and the Human Serviette Show on CITR, FM 102, K102 Vancouver. And it's a show, a variety show. Some people have called it a stupid variety show. You guys know you're on the air, you know that? You guys are on the air. The show hasn't begun yet. They always start early.
Above all else, he's amazing and he's charismatic, but he's such a good person. Like, through and through, you can really tell he cares about the shit. He cares about people. You know, he was also told no a lot in his career. Some people might have heard that too in their lives. And he was talking about how people say it all the time, oh, you got to power through it, whatever. But he showed us, part of his presentation was he put on the big screen a rejection letter he received from the David Letterman show, when Nardwuar himself had sent out tapes of his radio show on some old school shit, sent out physical tapes to a whole bunch of people, hoping somebody would pick up his show. And they sent, not only did they send him a letter back that said that they were rejecting it, but they shipped the tape back to him and paid to ship it back instead of just breaking it or whatever the hell they could have done on some disrespectful shit. And he was talking about how clearly his vision wasn't seen by everybody, but that didn't mean it wasn't there.
1994, what year is it now? So I guess don't necessarily follow that routine, because according to that I should have retired when? At least in 2004, but I'm still here. So don't give up. Keep that job on the side and keep doing the entertainment stuff. Don't give up.
He used a metaphor about how when he was in high school in British Columbia, he competed in track and field and came in like dead last, and kind of used the metaphor of everybody in front of him getting disqualified along the way, and him kind of just staying and putting in work and just continuing to work at it and eventually becoming #1 after everyone else in front of him was disqualified.
When I was in grade 10, I was participating in the BC Cross Country Championships in British Columbia. And then I came. And then I came. And I'm still waiting to come 1 out of 1. But if you get anything out of Nardwuar's video vault, you can see that by coming last, eventually you will come first.
If you were somebody like myself that's looking to build your own thing, no matter what that is, Nardwuar was insanely inspirational. And not only that, but he was dropping knowledge left and right.
When you're scared doing interviews, you may shake, and I'm shaking right now, but eventually, you settle down. So the same thing goes with performers. If a performer says to you they're not nervous before they perform, then they should be performing.
He also made this metaphor comparing getting slammed in a mosh pit and people who put out content getting slammed by critics, and talked about how creators can't be concerned with that.
I call it a slam pit because, I'm from the 80s. So but I love, people having a good time. But the thing is, though, if you go to a concert and you wade, I'm like filming a concert, and I wade into a whole bunch of people are slamming, people will be like, oh, that's Nardwuar, let's slam him extra hard or whatever. But who cares if I get slammed? I am part of the media. I am a content creator. Who cares? There's lots to learn. The minute you know everything, it's a minute you should quit, I believe.
During Nardwuar's question and answer, I actually caught another one of those crazy organic moments. This dude asked a question, and Nardwuar sent him up there to grab one of the records or other memorabilia that he had that he was giving out. And this kid went up there and was looking for a second, and he kind of turned around at one point and was freaking out to his friends like, holy shit, I can't believe what I just grabbed. So afterwards, I actually caught up with him because I was really curious as to what it was. And it turns out when he went up there, he found this Big Timers cassette, and he was a super big hip hop head and was just freaking out because those cassette singles, one, they're, super expensive and rare, but it's one of those crazy hard to find pieces of memorabilia. He knew, I got it from Nardwuar. He told me that when he asked the question, his friend had actually raised his hand, and because this kid had social anxiety, he was telling me, which I told him I had too, kind of a cool moment of being able to connect on that. Told me his friend raised his hand, and actually when Nardwuar gave him the mic, he just passed it to him without warning and put him on the spot. But it was just really funny how that came together because it was such a transcendent moment for him.
So generally, it's kind of like this caring. It's out.
Just like maybe at the beginning, do you just start Googling? What do you how do you?
Well, I always have a file on somebody. And remember, I was mentioning my friend Leora. She was like, oh, I bet Nardwuar will talk to Snoop again. So when she was at Kingsgate Mall, she was like, oh, I'll pick that up. So I keep a file. But actually, pick up what you like.
And then, at the end of his thing, this is a conference. This is a professional setup conference. He crowd surfed out of the fucking room.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Oh my fucking god. Bro.
And ended up taking pictures and talking to people there for a period of time. I got to talk with him real quick, and I got to tell him, thank you, you're inspiring a lot of people. But people that talk to him, he'll really stand there and have a conversation with you. And he's done this, again, for 20 years. He's had conversations with some of the most important people in music. He absolutely does not owe anybody those conversations. And the fact that he did that, I walked out of there with a crazy extra level of respect for him. So shouts to Nardwuar for being one of the realest out there, for real.